One of the best leaders in anime has to be Haikyuu's Daichi Sawamura, captain of the Karasuno Crows High School Volleyball Club. They ain't even a team, they a club, but he's got these boys out here getting it. I'm always a fan of a character that's team-oriented, especially a character that has a goal with a finite amount of time to get it done. That describes Daichi Sawamura perfectly. Karasuno used to be a school that was nice in volleyball. They even went to nationals one time and had a dude called the Little Giant, an amazing player. But in the years that followed, they've gone downhill to the point where they're now called the Flightless Crows. For the past 3 years, Daichi, Sugawara, and Asi have been trying to get the team back to those glory days. This is their senior year. Something's gonna happen with this volleyball shit. It's gotta happen now, and it looks like it might just be happening because they got some really good rookies coming in as well as some strong second and third years. Two of those first years that are really gonna help out the team are Kageyama and Shoyo Hinata, but they don't gel too well. So Daichi forces them to learn to work together, otherwise they ain't gonna be on a team. They ain't even gonna practice in this gym. Sugawara wonders if Daichi's being a bit too harsh here, and Daichi, who's stern but he's also fair, tells him, I don't care how great they are. If they can't work together, it's gonna fuck up the dynamic of everybody. What I love about Daichi is that even when he's being serious, there's still this fun side to him, because Kageyama's outside hey, I'm sorry for my behavior. I'll learn to work with Hinata, just like I want to be on a team. He opens the door and he's like, really? Are you being honest about that? And he just stares at Kageyama, and Kageyama's staring back, and he's like, I'd rather score all the points myself. Daichi starts laughing oh wow, I didn't think you'd actually be really honest about that. Okay, but you can't do that in volleyball. You're only allowed to touch the ball once. So Daichi then tells him, all right, here's what we're gonna do. 3-on-3, because we have 2 other rookies coming in as well. I'll be on their side. Tanaka will be on y'all's side. Kageyama, if you lose, while I'm here at Karasuno, you can't be setter. I'm sure you're going to be great at any other position, but you won't be the setter. Kageyama's like, nah, I'm a setter. And he says, okay, then win. When we cut to the 2 teams battling, I love the scene because we see how good Tanaka is as a spiker. Tsukishima, who's on Daichi's team, is really good at blocking. Kageyama's like, alright, I ain't just a setter. I can get all the fucking points myself. I'm gonna get them all on this serve. And he serves, and Daichi's there, and he knocks that shit back. Kageyama's like, oh shit. Tanaka then tells Kageyama, yeah, steady receives are Daichi's forte. He's an incredible defender. Daichi looks at Kageyama like, let me guess, you were thinking you were gonna score a whole bunch of points? Daichi tells him, I don't have any outstanding talents like you guys, but I spent 2 more years than you etching receives into my body. Don't think I'm going down without a fight. Here, Daichi gives them an important lesson. Yeah, y'all are talented. Y'all got amazing abilities. I got experience. I got form. I got skill, and I got technique. There's a reason I'm the captain. Don't overlook me. And that's why I love Daichi. He's the foundation for this team. He sees where the holes are and covers them for his squad. Essentially, for volleyball terms, he's like the Dennis Rodman. He does the groundwork, the dirt work. Daichi sets the foundation for his team by doing the thankless job, getting them digs, getting them receives, while also making sure everybody's head is in the game and everybody's morale is high. If you fuck up on a play, it's okay. We're gonna get them next time. If the other team's saying, yeah, good kill, good spike, hey, don't listen to them. They're just trying to play. They just talking loud so you hear it to make you feel bad. No. We're good. You're doing good. In order for this team to work and be a well-oiled mech, Daichi is the troubleshooter, making sure all the gears are going properly. When Karasuno went against Josenji, these dudes were basically out here damn near doing and one volleyball tricks against Karasuno. They were hitting spikes from crazy angles all the way from the fucking back. Ball hit the net. One dude kicked it up out of nowhere. And the team was making sets where they had no idea what each other were doing, but making that shit pay off. Karasuno's like, what the fuck am I watching? And Suga's like, it feels like I'm watching a baseball team during gym time just having fun. What is this? These guys were just living wild and reckless, and they saw Karasuno do their synchronized attack and like, yo, that's pretty dope. Let's try that shit. And they just did it on a whim. No practice whatsoever. This team was unpredictable, but Daichi kept everybody having a level head. Karasuno managed to get the win, and they went against their next opponents. Later on, the Josenji team is back home, and they're like, oh man, if we just beat Karasuno, we would have been playing right now. One dude's like, man, if their number 10 wasn't in it, we would have won that shit, talking about Hinata. The other guy's like, you mean their setter, talking about Kageyama. They're talking about just how nasty Kageyama and Hinata were, and then their boy goes, I think it was their captain. Number 10 Hinata was the most interesting of them all, but it was the captain that did a sin. And that makes his friends think like, the captain, huh? Yeah, I think maybe you're right. He's sort of the foundation that no one really notices. As that conversation is happening, we then see Karasuno going against their next opponent, the school Wakutano Minami, which also has their own tiny giant. These teams are battling it out, and Shoyo Hinata seems to have been tracked by this team. They know what he's gonna do. Before he gets frustrated though, Daichi turns it into a compliment, like, oh man, they're tracking you pretty good. They must have done their research on you, which then fires up Hinata, like, oh man, this other team's researching me. And Tanaka hears that, he's like, oh, you're just looking out for him? Nah, don't y'all better not sleep on me. I'll peck your eyes out. And the coach of Karasuno is like, good job, Daichi. He knows how to fire everybody up. They out here fucking battling this team hard. Daichi out here getting amazing receives, amazing fucking digs. The tiny giant on the other team has a special ability, well, a special technique that he's using called a wipe, where he'll spike the ball, bounce it off Karasuno's hands, and if it goes out, then it counts against Karasuno. Daichi saw this happening, runs to get the receive, digs that shit, and hits the ball back in play. Nishinoya is behind him, hitting it back again, and then he's running to hit the ball again, and then he sees Tanaka coming in, and then they crash into each other. Tanaka's up and moving, but Daichi's still on the ground. That boy is not moving. The coach runs over to see where Daichi was hit. He's like, my face. They're telling Daichi, all right, dude, you hit your head. The best thing for you to do is get checked out. He says, okay, even though he still wants to play. He gets up, and then gets pointed out that he has blood coming from his mouth. He's like, oh. And then he spits out a tooth. Tanaka, who he ran into, is heartbroken. You gotta understand, Tanaka is a second year. He knows how much this shit means to Daichi, Sugawara, and Asahi, especially going to nationals. He was there, seeing the determination in their eye, hearing about how these other teams call them the Flightless Crows. And he goes up to Sugawara and Asahi and Daichi. He's like, yo, y'all aren't pissed about that? And they're like, well, you gotta get used to hearing that, man. They call us the Fallen Champs, and what was that again? Oh yeah, the Flightless Crows. And they're laughing about it, but then their eyes are like, hey, we gonna get them to stop fucking laughing. And Tanaka's like, oh shit, like they're smiling, but their eyes see something different. Yo, these guys are strong, and they've gotten stronger. And now he's worried that he might have taken out his captain, and Daichi gets that, tells him, hey, Tanaka, sorry about that. I saw you going for it, but my body just moved. And hey, look, thanks to you, we got the point. He then pats Tanaka on the shoulder, like, yeah, don't worry about this. And Tanaka is very mentally tough, but like, you just took out your captain. What if you don't win? What if that was the reason y'all take the L? That shit's gonna haunt him though. Before he leaves, Daichi tells Asahi, all right, well, I gotta go take care of this. I'm leaving everything to you. Now, Asahi's the ace. He's gonna handle all this shit on the court, but you need someone to go in and take the place of Daichi. Who's gonna do that? The team calls in Chikara. He wasn't a really standout character, and you see him in the background playing in a practice match, but he's the dude that keeps everybody in line underneath Daichi. He keeps all the first years in line as well as the second years. He's going to be the team captain more than likely. And now he has to substitute for the team captain. Everybody welcomes him into the game, and Tanaka comes up to him apologizing, and then he just snaps into captain mode like, what are you saying sorry for? For what happened with Daichi? When something like that happens, one person is going to get hurt. The only thing we're all thinking about is that you're both okay. That's all we're concerned about. I love this because you see him just like snap and get like right into captain mode. And we see him throughout the entirety of this match kind of worried that he can't do receives as well as Daichi, that he can't really take Daichi's place. It's funny because he messes up one receive, but then he's like, all right, I gotta get my shit in this. And he seems like a timid person, but he's really not, because again, he keeps everybody in line. And then you see this dude just be like, bring it on! Like, he just starts screaming at this shit, and it's like, okay, he's about it. I was gonna focus way more on him because this is a video about Daichi and not so much Chikara, but there's just certain moments where like it has to be talked about, especially when he's like, okay, he's got them, they got the rhythm, then he starts messing up and he's missing a bunch of spikes. He apologizes, and then Tanaka's like, oh, he turns it back around on him. What are you apologizing for? Trying to do moves like Daichi was? Hey, you're about 100 years, well, that's a bit too long. You're about a year from doing that. Maybe it wasn't as pretty as Daichi did, but it was a nice receive. That's all that matters. And there's a bunch of moments of Chikara helping other people coming in, like, you know, taking away their nerves. He knows how to make everybody comfortable, just like Daichi. The entire time that Chikara is in, this man is making sure this well-oiled machine is running. He's seeing all the holes just like Daichi. When Yamaguchi comes in and does his specialty serve, which is a floater, the first serve like barely gets over, which then kind of shakes Yamaguchi's confidence, and he doesn't jump for the second one. He sends it over. I think it looked like a regular serve to me. I don't think it was really a floater, but maybe it was. He just didn't jump with it. Either way, he should have jumped with that shit, and it cost the team a point. And then when they're on the receiving end of a spike, Yamaguchi, he freezes, and Chikara steps in and catches that shit. At the timeout, Coach Yukai is beelining toward Yamaguchi because he should have jumped with that floater. If you're not going to use your best fucking weapon, what are you doing here? And then Chikara steps in front of him. He's like, Coach, he knows. He knows better than any of us. Save that boy from rightfully getting chewed out because he already has the guilt on him. He knows why he messed up and he knows how he messed up. Chikara is working overtime. This dude jumping in front of shots like he's a CIA agent protecting the president before they become part of the dead presidents. And then finally he comes up with an idea in order to stop that white move that the other team is doing. The team listens to him. He's like, all right, I'll cover the middle. Y'all are stronger than me on the receives. Y'all take the sides. I'll cover the middle and we should be able to rock that way. And it worked. That's the point where it felt like he belonged. Like, yeah, he's a substitute, but like, okay, he, in his mind, like, okay, I linked up here. Like, they all listened to me, and they, and the plan, I was able to execute that shit too. And then the coach notices that too. Like, he's seeing his mentality. He's like, yeah, now he's in. He's locked in now due to that. Dude did a receive so nice that Nishinoya, the libero, was like, yo, good receive. And he starts smiling, and they're like, well, who wouldn't smile getting a compliment from the fucking libero on a receive, yo? But in the end, we see that even though he was messing up on some spikes, during a real crucial moment, Kageyama still sent him one, and he nailed it. And the other team was like, yo, this dude, Kageyama is insane. And also, when it came down to the final stretch, he was able to get a receive that helped them win, too. It set up a spike. We then see, like, yo, they got the W, and Daichi's there. And Daichi's like, hey, yeah, I've been here for a bit, actually. I came in around point 20, but I was eager to come back and, like, jump right in. Seeing y'all, though, I felt like I might have disrupted the rhythm. To me, that's the mark of a good leader, knowing when to be hands-on and also knowing when to be hands-off. And he was proud of Chikara as well, which is funny because we then see Chikara like, all right, I'm gonna catch up with y'all guys later. He's in the bathroom and he's just like, man, I missed like half of the spikes. I could have done so much better on those receives. Like, I still have such a long way to go. Just like beating himself up about it because of that big time pressure that this motherfucker deals with every time they step on the court, every time they're in practice, when he goes home eating and sleeping, thinking about big time pressure, because Daichi Sawamura eat, drinks, sleeps, and breathes that shit. Please know that if you hear me talking about ball is life, I'm not talking NBA, I'm talking volleyball. I'm talking specifically this high school volleyball team, Karasuno, out here getting it. This is why sports anime is so great to me, because yeah, you have your main characters, but overall the team is the main character here, and I love the highlighting of them, especially Daichi, the captain. And you see, like, normally I don't really like a captain, like a main character, but I love this dude so much because he does the thankless job. He sets the foundation for his team. And I'm always a sucker for someone doing a thankless job and an underdog, and they're an underdog team. But I love the come up, and they're making everybody eat crow talking about these flightless crows and fallen champs. Nah, this a murder of crows right here. And Daichi Sawamura is the captain making it happen.